The worst fast fashion brands to avoid and why. Did you know humans are now consuming 400% more clothing compared to 20 years ago? And that the average American generates 82 pounds of textile waste every single year? We are buying more clothes than ever, but we're wearing them a lot less. We can mainly explain this by the explosive growth fast fashion has known in the past 2 decades. Welcome back to Chic Shack, where we curate the best content on all things beauty. Sustainable fashion is definitely a part of the conversation, and we decided to go down the list of the worst fast fashion brands today. First, what is fast fashion? Fast fashion refers to brands that produce high volumes of clothing throughout the year. Brands are now making clothes at a fraction of the price they used to. As a result, consumers can update their wardrobes very quickly and affordably. But this overconsumption of cheaply made clothes is leading to the huge growth of textile waste, pollution, and the depletion of natural resources. It is raising social issues that we can no longer ignore, such as human rights violations. The best thing we can do, as consumers, is to stop supporting this industry. We should avoid fast fashion brands and start supporting sustainable clothing brands instead. How to recognize a fast fashion brand? Most fast fashion brands release new collections of clothing every week and use marketing techniques to encourage consumers to buy into new trends. These companies are often very vague and not entirely transparent about their suppliers and how products are made. They don't give any specific information about what exactly they're doing to mitigate their environmental impact. They also do not provide evidence that they offer their workers decent and safe working conditions, as well as living wages. Many fast fashion brands are greenwashing. They're disclosing misleading information to fool customers into thinking they're an ethical and sustainable company. Cheap prices are also a great indicator of fast fashion products and their poor quality. It's impossible to produce a $5 t-shirt, pay garment workers fairly, and have manufacturing processes that do not harm the environment. Here are 5 examples of fast fashion brands you should avoid if you want to have an ethical and sustainable wardrobe. 1. Shine. With over 20 million followers on Instagram, Chinese brand Shine quickly became popular thanks to social media. It adds 500 products to its website each day at very cheap prices. Doing this, the brand contributes to the throwaway culture fast fashion brands are promoting, which comes at the cost of the environment. There is no evidence that Shine trying to mitigate its environmental impact. The brand also doesn't share any information about where its products are made and is very opaque about its supply chain. Shine assures that it doesn't use forced or child labor and that it offers its workers above-average wages. Yet, it is hard to believe that the company pays its workers fairly, selling products that are so cheap. In 2020, the brand was widely criticized for posting on its website a necklace in the shape of a swastika, as well as Islamic prayer mats. 2. Zara. Zara is a Spanish fashion brand that belongs to the group Inditex. While the brand uses recycled packaging and has a textile recycling program, it is not transparent about the number of resources that go into the production of its clothes. We also do not know if it's on track to meet its target to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions. A positive point is that Zara's supply chain is less opaque compared to other fast fashion brands. The company revealed a list of suppliers, but not for its whole supply chain. It's conducting audits of subcontractors to review if they're following their code of conduct, but results aren't entirely public. The company also doesn't pay its garment workers living wages. In 2017, Zara customers in Istanbul found secret messages in clothing. They were written by garment workers who claimed they had to work for free before the manufacturer producing clothes for Zara went bankrupt. 3. H&M. H&M, a famous Swedish brand, is the second largest fashion retailer in the world and one we should avoid. In 2018, despite its promises, the company failed to pay 850,000 garment workers a living wage. Many female workers are also physically and sexually abused. H&M hasn't implemented anything to stop these practices in their suppliers' factories. The brand was also accused of turning a blind eye to the plight of garment workers who denounced inhumane working conditions, leading to the deaths of more than 100 people. Is H&M more sustainable than it is ethical? The brand has made great progress in eliminating harmful chemicals, like PFCs, phthalates, and APs/APEOs from its products. It also has a textile recycling program, but only 35% of clothing gets recycled. The brand should do better to mitigate its environmental impact and reduce its greenhouse gas emissions. Maybe H&M should start by donating its unsold clothes instead of burning them. 4. Forever 21. Forever 21 is an American fashion retailer that sells very cheap clothing, but this comes with a social and environmental cost. On its social responsibility page, we can read, Forever 21 also shares the goal of eliminating child labor and forced labor. Does it mean that the company still uses these abusive working practices? U.S. Labor Department investigators found that workers at a factory in Los Angeles were paid as little as $4 per hour, much less than the state minimum wage. Forever 21 also refused to sign the Bangladesh Accord on Fire and Building Safety, which shows how much the company cares about its workers. The brand is not transparent about how its products are produced and where. We also do not know if it's doing something to mitigate its huge environmental impact. Alongside many other scandals, Forever 21 was accused of body shaming after sending diet bars to customers who ordered plus-size clothing. 5. Mango. Mango was founded in 1984 and created its website back in 1995. The business generates $3 billion of revenue and is extremely popular in Spain, France, Russia, and Turkey. Zinedine Zidane, Kate Moss, and Miranda Kerr were its muses. Even Spanish Princess Letizia wore a Mango outfit. However, it is still a fast fashion brand. Mango was one of the brands associated with the Rana Plaza factory collapse, which took the lives of thousands of workers in 2013. It indicates the working conditions of people who sew Mango apparel. As to the quality of materials, the brand claims that it uses 44% of sustainable materials and has an eco-friendly collection committed, also accused of greenwashing. The company pledged to use 100% of sustainable materials before 2025. As for transparency, the Mango website has the Code of Conduct, Code of Ethics, and other similar materials. Yet, they look a lot like insincere PR efforts because the company does not disclose its suppliers and wage rates. The website also says that the company designs 18,000 items a year and produces new collections bi-weekly. It is important to mention that this episode is meant for consumers who purchase more clothing than they need. We do not want low-income shoppers struggling to purchase from a sustainable brand if fast fashion is the only thing they can afford. However, these fast fashion brands only exist because of overconsumption. It's about the amount we buy as consumers, and the truth is many of us have more than we need. If you like this sustainable fashion content, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We also appreciate it if you like and share. Until next time, keep fashion sustainable.